Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of
Mom and Son Podcast. This is Rose Fres Fausto, the mom, also known as FQ Mom.
And this is Anton Fausto, the son.
For this second episode of our second season,
Yes.
we interviewed Mitchi Kawpeng, also known as Teacher Michelle, to her students. You know, Mitchi now runs her own private dance school with around 70 students, di ba, Anton?
Mm-hmm.
And we get to learn from her story and how she does this whole dancing profession.
Yeah, so we get to hear about her days, when she was a student, and then
with cats.
Yes, putting up her own dance team, RedPH, and to what she has now, which is a Teacher Michelle, where she teaches kids and adults in her dance studio at home. The whole philosophy with this and how she runs it.
And you know what? Kasi dancing is really important.
Mm-hmm.
That's an innate human expression. So let's learn from Teacher Michelle.
So I'm here in Mitchi's home/studio, and she's actually in between how many classes today?
Today there are 4 classes, so I teach the first and the last one. I have 2. I just hired. Expanding. I just hired 2 teachers. I trained them over January, so they're trained to be like copy-paste versions of me. So now,
Hindi naman kailangan yung height and
hindi naman.
Walang requirement.
Kagandahan. They were trained by me to teach like me, and then so starting Feb, I can let them go na teach their own classes.
So for this episode, what we're trying to do for this second season of the podcast is to really feature more stories of millennials who are really pursuing out of the ordinary careers. And yours, I would say, would be one of the, especially for dancers, growing up as a dancer, yung goals siya na I want to be able to graduate and pursue. Siyempre, tipong I want to pursue dance as a career. I know a lot of people who really, have the talent, they really have the heart for it, but they opted to, just go for, di naman the safer careers, but then something that's more traditional, that there's
more sure.
Yeah, there are really opportunities out there, and I really want to learn and share your story of how you sort of created your own path after graduating. So you studied at Ateneo also.
Yes.
You were part of CAD's Competitive Ateneo Dancers.
Yes.
When did you realize na I can really pursue dancing as a career, 100%? Not na, this is gonna be a hobby on the side. This is gonna be like my main gig.
Maybe 2 years after I graduated. I think what made actually started the switch for me was, you guys know Chris Uy.
Yeah.
The blogger. Okay, she was the head when I was a sophomore. That's when I ran for the, if there's a...
Oh, she was in CADS.
Yeah, Chris was in CADS. Yeah, if there was a team captain, I was her assistant team captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you call it now. Like director.
Basta parang view vice president.
Yeah. Okay. But then everyone said no, or no, she knew, like she just ran because out of duty, like she was the eldest, most capable, blah. But in terms of like really teaching, it really wasn't her thing. So she'd push it to me, like, Mitchi, ikaw na maglinis.
Yeah, because not necessarily all good dancers are good teachers. It's 2 different skills.
Yeah, I mean, like, she really taught me a lot about confidence, really owning myself. More of like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Like, being more sure of myself. There, she mentored me really well. But then, like, in terms of actively, like, teaching and stuff, I think that kind of sparked it because she made me do it. She didn't hire, but, like, Drew Naval from LaSalle kind of helped her because she was friends with Gio Gawal. Then Gio was like, I have a friend from LaSalle. He can train really well, so parang guest trainer sa amin. And then he taught all of us about conditioning, how it's important to be strong and whatever.
The structure of training.
So parang it kind of like sparked kind of something. So I had the strength part of it, then the talking training, because she would tell me, ikaw na maglinis, ikaw na. So I kind of developed the eye and the push and the...
You had the R's of nasanay ka.
Yeah, nasanay ako. And then after that, it was, natural if you were the assistant captain. Like, you'd run for the captain position.
After, yeah.
Yeah, so I ran for that, and then I did it for 2 years, just because I was really determined to, like, really win a championship before I
You as in head.
graduated. Yeah.
Okay.
Before I graduated, I wanted talaga to win. So I
Yeah.
ran twice, and then I did it for 2 years. And I think continuity is really important. 'Cause
Yeah.
what can you really achieve
In
in
1 year?
Yeah, after that, it's like, okay, now I know what to do, and then I'll apply it. Then, typical Ateneo, okay, after college, no more dancing.
Yeah,
gotta be in the
everyone
real
says
world.
After
Yeah.
high school, we were dancing, and then they
Yeah.
still end up dancing, and then
I
after
did that.
college.
So I got a job, everything. There's one interview I came in, and then they told me to answer this marketing, like,
Mhm.
problem-solving thing. I walked out. I said, I don't know. Like, 2 years after, because Cads would still, like, ask, you want to be part of physical?
Yeah.
It's still called something
It was
else.
Santa Cads
Santa
before,
Cads, yeah,
and then
yeah.
Physical.
So Santa Cads.
Hindi na siya
something.
December.
Mm-mm. And then I remember I haven't done it in such a long time because I got like regular work because I worked for Forma. I came back to teach that class, and since it was so rare because I was more into fitness than then, it's like I felt myself get my groove back on.
The teaching.
The teaching part of it,
yeah.
like warm up, teaching choreo, teaching people how to project, how
The
to
exercise.
breathe. Yeah, like me commanding, me like
Yeah.
taking charge of a room and
Uh-huh.
really teaching them how to execute this art and stuff. I remember hugging Danny Rodriguez, my best friend. I
Danny.
told Danny, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I was just like, this is what I want to do. So I thought because that time, Uso legit, A-team. That was the start of the rise of all of stuff. And I was like, I want to
outside
do that.
teams.
The
But they're
outside
all
teams.
street. They're all
They're all
teams.
street. Then I was like, I want to be a competitive coach because I love doing it for Ateneo. So I thought that that's what I really want to do. Like, I want to work for a school, Assumption, in any, Miriam, St. Paul. I started really applying because I wanted to be a competitive coach. Everyone kept saying, no. So parang, oh my God, this hard time. Like, oh shit, I suck. And then I got contacted by Ika,
Mm-hmm.
my alma mater.
Yes.
Ah.
Surprisingly.
The guest coach, because there was this NDC, their real coach, Chris Reno, said, Ika DT is made out of 30 kids. But the limit for NDC was 15. So she was like, okay, I'll enter 15 in street. But sayang naman the other 15. So let's enter them in jazz. And then
But they had no background, no formal
and then
training
she really
whatsoever.
said, like, but this is a street team. Like, who are you going to get to coach jazz? Like, some of them have training, but, they called me. And then I think, because I was just starting back then, I charged them a rate that was super low. Because all I wanted to do was prove that I can do this.
Yeah.
Like, I can do this. I got lucky, I guess. Or, I don't know, coached them well. They ended up winning.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was it. Like, that was the start of, like, my big break, I think. Because after that, like, oh my God, my students have tripled or quadrupled. After that, like...
That's the formula usually when it comes to these types of careers. You kind of face all these rejections, failures, and then you just wait for that big break.
That one moment that you do a good job. Or, like, you always keep trying to do a good job, but a good job that sticks or makes shouts really loud.
Yeah.
I think there was one mishap that I did because there was like a problem regarding letting the kids compete because it was exam week.
Oh.
So not really ranted, but I asked on this like parent group, like, what do you do when the school won't allow you? And then I said something. Well, now I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So I said, it's like they're really being unsupportive. I think I was really stressed because I was like, I trained them for 3 months and they're not even gonna go.
Yeah. Sayang naman natang
sayang. And like, oh my God. And I forgot that the principal was also an alumni. So I was like, oh my God, she saw.
So nakita niya yung message mo.
Yeah. And then there's like this big drama around it. So like you get the attention of people, right?
Yeah.
And they won.
So parang
the conclusion,
buti na lang they won. Buti na lang they won. If they lost, pahiya.
If they lost, sobrang pahiya ako, right? Or, I don't know, rep hard pa rin. So that kind of gathered the
And that was one of the biggest learning moments of Mitchi Kawpeng.
That made me learn that there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
Because basta you get attention, you can always...
As long as you parang do your work well naman.
Yeah.
It's because you know naman you teach well as you put in the time.
I think it's like the intention behind it still has to be
Yeah.
pure. Like my intention behind it was like, be better let these
You have
girls
to at
compete.
least then compete.
Yeah, and then the win was really surprising too because I had a girl who fell down. I remember crying really hard after that competition because I know they had better runs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the journey and everything.
Yeah, that's really how I put it. Like, if you're gonna ask me if that was the best competition I knew I was gonna win, no, it wasn't. Like,
But it was very monumental. It was like a milestone.
yeah, those were really a milestone, and
Like
I
your
think,
birthing, gonna.
yeah, what set them? I think what set them apart was they were so different from the other competitors.
Uh-huh.
Hard hitting, very powerful, not the typical graceful, emotional stuff. Like, of course I enjoy all of those things too, but it's what most people do.
Yeah, you're trying to do something new. Do
Yeah,
something fresh.
always doing
Okay.
something new. Yeah.
A while ago, you were talking about how you had around 5 students. It was like a long. It wasn't just, oh, I want to teach.
No,
Bang! I have so many students. How
No.
how did that process go through, and how hard was it when
um,
it was so hard to get students and
I think when I quit, when I retired, look, after Ateneo, like even when I told myself,
graduated na lang?
even when I told myself I was gonna stop, there were still people because they're asking, hey, can you teach a workshop? Hey, can you teach blah blah blah? But it was very once in a blue moon. But eventually, I kind of realized, na okay, these opportunities are gonna stop. People are gonna stop asking me, and then they're gonna forget me. So I might as well pursue it, right? So that's why I applied for Forma because it's a fitness job.
Mhm.
It's only half the day.
I would say that's sort of the path that lots of dancers would take. They go into fitness,
Yeah,
teaching that. That's where
yeah.
where it's visible yung market for
Mm-mm.
that.
Makes more sense, kumbaga.
Yeah.
That's how it looks. It makes more sense. I couldn't put time in like my dance art. If I'm in something, that's my focus.
Mhm.
But then it got to a point that it wasn't enough, and then I realized after some years, I want to go back to dancing. Like
Okay.
me personally, I want to go back. So, and I knew that I wasn't really enjoying what I was in work anymore. Like I wasn't my calling anymore.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
didn't. Then I said, okay, I'm gonna take a break and figure everything out. So I took a break, stopped everything, didn't work, and I was like, what has been my dream since before? So it's like I want to compete. I'm not a student anymore. So and everyone else who's in a dance team outside school is street.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make my own team. And then I figured if people come, they're great. If people don't come, it's not meant for me. I put up red because I wanted to compete in this competition. I had market kind of because I taught every summer in GC.
Yeah.
So I was like, some of those kids will come. Like, no. So I put up the auditions. I had the kids. I started with, I guess, mga 30, which dwindled down to 7.
But
Because
there are
it's a new
7,
team,
yeah.
right? The competition that you're supposed to train for got cancelled. Shucks, I have all of these members and I have nothing to do. There's no goal.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna put up a show.
That's how the
So,
first
That's how the
concert
first concert
was
came.
born.
Yeah. The summer before that, I taught kids who told me na if I put up a regular, like 5, they were 5 kids lang.
Okay.
And then they were like, if you put up a regular class, we will grow. I put up a regular class, only 1 girl stayed. If other teachers started with 1 girl, I could start with 1 girl, it's fine. Since I had my team and I was putting up the event, I was like, oh, perfect. I make her recital there in that event.
Okay.
And then, okay, we still have like enough space we can put up an adult class. Because I didn't know my market yet. I didn't know if it was children, if it was teens, I didn't know. So
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, we can do an adult class. So we had an adult class every Saturday. 7 adults and 1 kid. And then I put up that production.
There's this saying that opportunity is always gonna come knocking on the door, but it's up to you to be ready for
Yeah.
when that opportunity comes. So you'd say that it's important to be able to just to keep saying yes and keep being open to all those random.
Yeah.
Although I mean, I'm sure it wasn't in your goals. I'm gonna make dance for a 7-year-old birthday party.
Yeah, like really, really random things. Like from that 7-year-old birthday party, I got a few students again over summer. Siguro mga 20 na. And then after that ICA competition happened. And then 40 and then 50 and then it boomed.
What would you say is the hardest thing about teaching? Because it's one thing to learn the dance, to learn the technique, to be used to the style, but then to be able to teach it, especially to people who don't dance yet.
The most difficult part to maybe learn is to be open to the fact that not all kids or not all adults, not all teens are the same. They're not going to respond to you the same way. They're not going to respond to the same tactics the same way. It's really important that you get to know them, understand what kind of person they are, and then you manipulate. Yeah. Mold. You
Mold
mold them
talaga.
from there. That's actually a big reason why I love teaching kids. Just because they're so raw and they're so
They're
young.
like a sponge.
Yeah, they're like a sponge, and you can't, whatever you tell them,
Mm.
as long as you're coming from like a good heart. Pag teens kasi, it's like, you have to, makikipaglaban ka muna eh.
They already
before-
have the parang preconceived notions
Yeah,
and
so it's
ways
like-
of...
That's why adults are, for me, really hard to, kasi you're may nakasanayan ka na eh. And then, as a teacher, teaching someone and having the hardest part of it, have to know how to read them, how to handle them, moods. Plus, you have your own mood pa and your own temper,
Yeah.
which for me is also one of the most difficult things because everyone knows Mitchi, super passionate
Yeah.
person. Like when I'm into something, I'm into something.
Yes.
Like
And when you're mad,
when I'm
you're
mad,
mad.
I'm mad. Yeah. Yes, that is true. I'm not even gonna lie. I know before I was kind of like, wala. When I'm work mode, pitik, until you get it right. But then, now that I'm older, you find that correct level of patience. It's like,
So,
oh,
you,
sige.
you can say that you tempered down
Oh.
a bit.
No.
No.
Parang it consolidated na in one big blow.
Oh,
Parang before
okay.
kasi, it would be
It's
like,
nag.
Yeah,
ganun.
now it's just like, okay, sige,
Okay.
okay, sige, okay, sige.
And
Till
then
like
bang.
the 10th time, if until then,
You're dead.
hindi pa rin, you're dead. Either dead or you're out or like.
But this
yeah.
this is over the years of experience you've had teaching. This is for you the most
Most
effective.
effective.
The most effective.
Yes, because I also realized that not everyone has the same way. Like they achieve the same goal can be achieved in different
ways.
My thing now is as long as you achieve that goal, our goal or your goal, then wala na akong sansan. Na-achieve mo pa rin eh. So, ba't ako magko-complain? It may not have been my way, but sige, you reached it.
I find it can be parallel now with when it comes to this whole career journey. That there are so many different ways. There's
to go
no.
about it. Yeah.
I think that's what makes it. It makes it exciting, but that's like 5%. It's exciting, but 95% it's like scary, confusing because
Yeah.
there's no. This is the step one, and then if I get this,
True.
I get to go to step two. It's really just
True.
okay. Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
and I think the availability of you get Instagram, Facebook, you get to see everyone's achievements, and of course they only
Yeah,
show what
yeah.
they want to show. Your journey is not comparable to theirs. Yeah, it's like everyone has their own way of going about life. As long as you're proactive about it, you're meant to be where you're meant to be. The people who are proactive about their life, they have the right to say that. But yung mga tatamad-tamad lang na parang, it's gonna come when it's gonna come. No!
You have to work for it. Talaga.
Get off your ass! Yeah, you have to really work for it.
I heard this thing from I forgot the exact words. Coach Reflex. I was talking to him once about this whole career thing. When you do the freelance, the not full time job, it's not a full time job meaning 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's an all the time job.
Yeah.
So it really parang follows you na
Yes.
randomly. Let's say Sunday lunch, and then biglang you get a message for an opportunity to
Yeah.
teach or something like that. You
Yeah.
really have to be parang ready.
On all the time.
Do you have like a method to parang separate na, okay, even like just your mental energy na, okay, this is work time, oh, this is time for my friends, my family.
Yeah.
What is your method?
I only work 10 months in a year.
Okay.
That's so. It's same with like I don't get mad, then boom, I get mad. Same.
Okay.
I don't take a break, then boom, I take
You like
Yeah.
taking long breaks.
1 month. It's
No,
like,
no teaching,
none.
no.
Do not talk to me about it. Do not message me about
Do you have a
it.
certain month, or this is more of like,
December, basta after my big production in November, so that's
Uh-huh.
usually half of November till December.
that was a concert last year. That was
Every
November,
year,
right?
it's always November. After that, no dance. Because parang you have this small time in between, this Christmas break, so parang wag na. Right?
Gets.
And then I start again January, and then I finish it all the way till summer. Then after summer, break again June. Because for me, it's like, okay, all of these kids, they have to adjust to their new schedule in school. Gives me time to get inspired again. Because like, being creatively
It's
on
you
all
can't
the
you can't
time.
parang always 24/7
Yeah.
grind and
Yeah, that's true.
you have to give yourself a break also.
Yeah. During my breaks, there's like a little work, especially for Red, because Red is my passion thing. It's what keeps my passion alive, because I don't do that for money, blah blah. So during that time, during the break time, my break time, there's like maybe a workshop sometimes, or we'll still coach, we have a blast, blah blah blah. So And I still handle those, like creatively designing those posters. It's still very me. But I make sure that all the teacher Michelle stuff stops on those 2 months.
Okay. Okay, last question. What would be your advice naman to anyone who's still a student or even those who've graduated already and are working but they still want to chase their passion, pursue their passion? Uso yun ngayon na instead of going for a career that's quote-unquote safe,
Yeah.
what would be your advice to people who want to also, in a way, do what you do?
Make it into a career. You gotta keep it alive. Because if you really love it, even as a hobby, you'll do it. Or even as a wala lang, mag-yes ka pa rin.
Yeah.
So if you really want to turn it into a career, just find those opportunities and it makes you happy or excited or you feel like I can't say no. Just keep doing it because it's gonna keep the flame burning. Kahit maliit lang, at least it's still burning.
As long as this progress, this movement.
At least it's still burning. And then up to you naman because it's different for each person. Like if those little flames are enough for you, you'll stop there. But then if you feel like, oh, this is not enough, I gotta keep it going bigger and bigger, then you'll find out how much you actually love it. Because anyone can say, oh, that's my passion. Oh, I'm passionate about. Oh, I love it. Blah blah blah. If you really loved it that much, it would grow.
Yeah.
But if you're content with those little things lang,
which isn't always a bad thing. I mean,
yeah.
I would use my example. I would say I love basketball. Like I watch basketball stuff all the time. I like to play, but I don't think I would ever want to make it a career.
Yeah, exactly.
It's there are ways to classify these passions. Some are gonna say as your hobbies, and some are like for you dancing that you really make it into.
That's what I kind of figured out because I didn't want to. Like high school, I was like,
you never really dreamed of
No, like out of all of my ballet barkada were 5. All of them at one point wanted to be a ballerina, knew every ballerina dancer, knew every name, choreographer. I did not know anything. Because in my brain, I'm going to be a CEO when I grow up. Like, I was that type. Like,
and you are!
Office. Yeah. Well, now I am. But then, like office, I thought I was going to be doing accounting. Like, ika, diba?
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't realize how much you love something until you experience it and keep experiencing it. That's why I said, some people, they're content with keeping those little flames alive. Then you'll realize, oh, this is how much I love it. But if it keeps growing and growing, then you'll realize, oh my God, this is how much I love it. That's why you have to keep saying yes. Like, in your brain, it could be, oh, this is really what I want to do. And then you're shutting off everything that you could be doing with maybe the same features. Like, if it's about design, like, it's like, no, I have to be interior. Who knows? Baka pala your love for something could have grown in another way, but still design. Clothes, for example. I know that's kind of hard.
There was an aspect of it that you love.
Yeah. I didn't even like kids, bro. Like, I did not like kids. Now, oh my,
the business of it.
Not even business.
No, oh, you
now
say
I love children.
Oh wow! I thought I was expecting you to say something like, but the dancing part or it's oh you really love kids.
I love teaching children. It's like it expands my brain. Kids won't understand you when I talk to an adult. Like raise your arms up. It has to be reach for the sky.
Oh, you have to get creative.
Yeah, like how will you explain pull up, or how will you explain contract? It's like someone punched you in the gut. How will you explain like throwing your arms? Oh, it's like a sword. You slash it, grab it, and then like the growth that you see. Like before, they couldn't even jump, and then now they're doing seasons, grandidates, and then it's like you help them reach that. Sobrang iba, really iba.
Where can people reach you if ever they have?
You can follow me on Instagram. I have an Instagram account, Teacher Michelle, but it's only tcher.michelle.
Is there a reason why?
Wala lang, maiba, original.
Akala mo may kumuha na ng ano?
No. I just like to spell out teacher seems so long.
How do parents who want to enroll their kids?
So far, what's been working for me is Agawan Slot. So I post most of the time. I post on Facebook when a term starts. So I have
the Teacher Michelle Facebook page.
Yeah, I have 3 terms. I have the school year term, the January term, and the summer term. So that's starting April. And then usually before those terms start, I release a photo that you have to reserve your kid's slot.
And then the instructions are there.
Because I only allow 10 kids per class.
Mm.
If ever, sige, mga 12, I can stretch it out pa. But I like keeping classes
For
small.
the quality of the teaching.
Yeah, kasi pag more than that talaga, one, it's hard to look at everyone, and then some develop more than others, and then you can't help but have favorites na.
I get it.
And you know, you gotta control that even
Okay.
as a teacher. So I like keeping everything small. For me kasi, if you really wanted your kid to learn under me, you can alarm your phone at 3 o'clock to write a name, right?
I get it.
So I'd rather have parents enroll their kids because they really want me and not, basta may
Basta may
gagawin
gagawin
ng anak ko. Because I want to teach a child that wants to learn. Because I also have this thing, I like parenting with the parents.
Mm.
So it sends like a message of more involvement if they put really more effort in making sure their kid has a
I
slot.
get it.
At the end of the day, my goal is not to make them the dancers of New York or whatever. Like, no. My goal is to really make them strong girls, strong, independent girls, goal-oriented, responsible, disciplined, good people.
And you do this through teaching
And I
dance.
do it. My medium is just dancing. But what I want to teach, even with Red, is to make them better professionals, better people. That's why, like, as a teacher, your role is so great because you can actually influence the youth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, parang hindi ako youthful. Guys, I'm only 29.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, Mitchi. I know you have more classes to do. So,
No problem.
alright.
Hey, so that was a fun interview, Anton, huh?
Yeah, we'd like to thank you guys again for listening. And we hope that you enjoyed and learned, a thing or two from these stories that we're sharing. And that's what we want to do more
Yeah.
in this second season of the podcast.
If they want to suggest any guests that they'd like us to
Mhm.
interview, please drop us a note. So once again, this has been Rose Fresh Fausto, the mom.
And Anton Fausto the son. Catch us again next week for another episode of
Mom and Son Podcast.
Mom and Son Podcast airs every Tuesday at 7 a.m. and can be streamed anytime, anywhere through Spotify, Buzzsprout, Apple iTunes, and YouTube. Just search Mom and Son Podcast for your weekly dose of family, finance, different passions, and special guests.